Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and I am all about this purple glitter right now. Today's project is going to be a waterfall jacket that I got from Dharma, and I will have a link for it down below in the description box, along with everything else that I use for tie-dye. I started by centering this one using the sleeve inside the other sleeve technique, and then I spent a little time making sure to line up all the seams and smooth out as many wrinkles as possible. This is one of those projects that can just be a little bit difficult, I guess, to center because it's not a perfect square. But you just want to take your time. This is the foundation for your tie-dye, so you want to make sure and do it right. So just so you know, I edited out quite a bit of it. It did not take me just 30 seconds to do. I just want you to know that. But it's like anything. You want to get it smooth and then work on your pattern. So I decided to spiral this one, and as always, I'm using the microwave splatter guard that I got from Amazon, and like I said, the link for it will be down below in the description box. I put the hemostat on the first click. It does not need to be overly tight, and then you guys, you need to pay attention. I get the spiral started with the hemostat, but then that's it. I use my opposite hand to create the spiral. So for those of you that are tearing holes in your shirt, you're putting way too much stress on that hemostat. It's not necessary. It's just there to hold everything in place while you work on the spiral with your opposite hand. And then you just want to go as far as you can with the splatter guard. This project's a little bit large, so I can't go all the way. Then you want to unclick your hemostat, gently wiggle it out, and then secure it by using rubber bands. And for this project, I'm using my favorite rubber bands. And if you guys haven't gotten these for yourself yet and you're struggling with your spirals, I highly recommend investing in these rubber bands. They are the best. Now I want to tighten up my spiral. The splatter guard doesn't make an overly tight spiral, but it does make really nice pleats. So I gently tug on the loose tails, tucking them into the nearest rubber band. Now you could continue adding more rubber bands for all those loose tails, but I have found that the silicone cake molds also tuck in those loose tails. So when I add my silicone cake molds, I like to go with the direction of the spiral. That way there's not any like strange switchback of the spiral. I mean, if you want to have that, go for it. But another thing is I have several sets of silicone cake molds. So for instance, when my favorite brand, I think it was Woo Home, when they were out, but I needed more, I ordered from another company. And they don't lock into place very well, and it is rather annoying. And then I'm just going to secure it with a paper clip. Next, I like to mark up my pattern using a washable marker. This is not a necessary step, but it's something that I like to do because it helps me keep on track when I'm adding the dye, and I don't always necessarily follow it perfectly. It's just a guideline. Yay! Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. This is my favorite part of tie-dyeing. I don't like any of the rest of it, just this part. So I wish I had somebody that could come over and tie up all my stuff for me. That way I could just play in the dye. As you've noticed, I've only marked out one side of the pattern because all I'm doing is I'm adding my pieces of the pie and then I'm going basically directly across from that, and I'm just going to do 2 stripes of each color that I've picked out. And this was a last minute birthday gift request. And I'm really proud of this one because I was able to get it done in 48 hours and out the door. And then the next day, the person had it for their birthday present. And I'm uploading it all within the same week. Usually the stuff that you guys see me upload, I made like over a month ago normally, because it takes a lot of time to create the tie-dye, edit the tie-dye, upload the tie-dye. So this one is a masterpiece. So like I said, this was a special request and I don't do custom orders, but this is for a family member, so I will do anything I possibly can for a family member. The request was for dark, no white, purples, blues. So that's how I came across this color palette. And as you guys know anyways, I love to make purple things, and it really seems like purple is everybody's favorite color when it comes to wearing tie-dye, at least for women. Purples and blues, and they're just easy. Like, you can't go wrong with purples and blues. I am trying to make a green spiral for one of our spiral winners, and I'm stumped. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just one of those colors that you can either go dark greens or you can go with like the more jade greens, tropical greens, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Next, I give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, and then I add the ice. And I like to add the ice in the amount of whatever fits into the silicone cake molds. And then you want to let it batch for 48 hours after the ice melts. So I came back and checked it after the first layer of ice had melted, and it had really good saturation, but there was a lot of undissolved dye. So I just added a second layer of soda ash and another layer of ice. I let that melt, and then I removed the cake molds. I put the lid on the tote, and then I wrapped it in an electric blanket. Because I was in such a rush to get this done on a timeline, I had to speed it up and get it really nice and warm. So in order to get it out the door, it batched for about 40 hours. So now it's time for the rinse out, and you want to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. This one was washed by itself, so I did one hot water cycle using Curalon, and I did a second hot water cycle using Millsoft, and that was it. Then I put it in the dryer for just a few minutes just to sort of dry out the excess moisture, and then I ironed it, and that was it. So with this one, you want to make sure that you wash it in a garment bag. Never put rayon in the washing machine unless it's in a garment bag. And I do recommend washing it by itself because you don't want the lint from other projects getting onto it. A quick little side note. The seams and the material are very delicate right now, so treat it nicely. These waterfall jackets are extremely lightweight and they are not sewn very well. Well, here it is, guys. Isn't she a beauty? Bella looks so nice wearing this, even though it's way too big for her. So the picture on the right, I just flapped the waterfall part over, that way you could see the detail in the spiral. And this is what it looks like from the back. So I love this thing, and I think the color combination is absolutely stunning. The plum broke down into this pretty magenta color. I'm pretty sure it's the plum that did that. And I'm not 100% on which color is throwing out the turquoise, but it is such a nice addition. I absolutely love this thing. I do not wear clothes like this. I'm just a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl, but I would definitely wear like a summer dress in this pattern. So I hope all of you get yourself some stuff from Dharma. Get yourself like a rayon dress or something and make this pattern. It turns out beautifully. And here's the detail of the waterfall part of the jacket. When it's hanging, it wrinkles up so you can't really see the detail. But isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And then this right here is the detail that's in the sleeve. And I didn't add any of that light pink. That's just where it's a little bit undersaturated, but it's beautiful. So what do you guys think of this waterfall jacket? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.